future general election campaign.
And we will get Brexit done on time by the 31st of January. No ifs, no buts, no maybes.
Well, it was a historic day in the UK with Boris Johnson winning and sweeping majority for the Conservatives. The first such win since the win of Margaret Thatcher in 1980s. And Boris Johnson is all set to return to 10 Downing Street as Prime Minister. His gamble has paid off. The opposition has been decimated. For Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party, Friday the 13th literally turned into a nightmare. Johnson made the election about one thing, Brexit, and now he has a clear path to get the UK out of the EU by the end of January next year.
And I say to you that in this election, your voice has been heard, and about time too. Because we politicians have squandered the last 3 years, 3.5 years, in squabbles about Brexit. We've even been arguing and about the tone of our arguments. I will put an end to all that nonsense, and we will get Brexit done on time by the 31st of January. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Leaving the European Union as one united kingdom, taking back control of our laws, borders, money, our trade, immigration system, delivering on the democratic mandate of the people. And at the same time, this one nation Conservative government will massively increase our investment in the NHS, the health service that represents the very best of our country, with this single beautiful idea.
Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn retained his seat, but that was only the bit of good news in what has otherwise been a day of horror. In a major announcement, Corbyn said that he will not lead the Labour Party into any more elections. And there was also a huge setback for Liberal Democrat leader Jo Swinson. The Scottish National Party defeated Swinson in what was the first big individual casualty of the day. She lost her seat by a slender margin of 149 votes. For Boris, Christmas has definitely come early. Maybe he will have the brute numbers to push his Brexit deal through the House of Commons and get Brexit done by January as he promised. Labour suffered major setbacks in seats that were traditionally considered as their strongholds. So places like Blythe Valley and Workington, bastions of the Labour Party for decades, have been wrested away by the Tories. The constituency of Leigh in northwestern England encapsulates the day for them. Since 1922, Labour has held on to the seat until today. And now let's break this down for you. The SNP, which opposes Brexit, will now demand a second independence vote after losing a referendum in 2014 to the Northeast and the Midlands. 2017, these areas were Labour bastions. Not anymore, though. The Tories have improved their vote share by 4% in these regions. But Labour has won 49 out of the 73 seats in the capital. And Liberal Democrats also have 3 seats in London now, but in fact, otherwise, the Lib Dems had a horrible show this time around.
It is clear, beyond any doubt, that the kind of future desired by the majority in Scotland is very different to that chosen by much of the rest of the UK. Scotland has rejected Boris Johnson and the Tories, and yet again we have said no to Brexit.
PM Modi has tweeted many congratulations to PM Boris Johnson for his return with a thumping majority. Wish him the best and look forward to working together for closer India-UK ties. Trump was also quick to congratulate the man who many called Britain's Trump. He said that the US was looking forward to strike a free trade deal with UK post-Brexit. And my colleague Krishna Kumar breaks down the election results for you. Have a look at this.
The results of the elections in the United Kingdom is quite remarkable for the Conservatives, better than many of them had hoped for. With over 43% of the vote share, Boris Johnson's party swept the elections. The Labour Party, the main opposition party by contrast, could hardly be even more worse position with more than 32% of the vote share, a steep climb down from the elections in 2017. And the Liberal Democrats, led by Joe Swinson, won 11.6%, and the Scottish National Party got about 3.9%, but do not underestimate that, because that led to them sweeping 48 seats in Scotland in these elections. So that's the picture as far as the overall vote share is concerned. But it's an important story in these United Kingdom elections, and that is the story of Indian origin MPs who have performed extremely well in these elections. We're going to focus on five big faces, five big candidates, Indian origin candidates across both Conservative and Labour parties winning big in the general elections. The Tories set to return to the House of Commons with a comfortable win is Priti Patel. She is the former UK Home Secretary who is likely to remain in Boris Johnson's top team in the new cabinet. She won from the Witham constituency. Apart from her, the first turban Sikh MP, Tanmanjeet Singh Desi, will return to the House of Commons after beating his India origin rival Kanwal Turgill. From Slough in southeast England, the veteran lawmaker Virendra Sharma had a comfortable win from Ealing, Southall. The son-in-law of Infosys' co-founder Narayana Murthy. The Tory candidate Rishi Sunak made it to the parliament from the Richmond constituency, and the Labour Party had a disastrous night overall, but there was a reason to celebrate for all the Indian origin MPs from the last parliament, and one of them is Preet Kaur Gill, who had made history in the last election as the first British Sikh MP, and Gill has been re-elected from Birmingham, Edgbaston. Now, these are the big five faces. The other big wins include the likes of Gagan Mohan, Claire Coutinho, Alok Sharma, Shailesh Vara and Suella Braverman from the Conservative Party. And from the Labour Party, we have Navendu Mishra, Seema Malhotra, Lisa Nandi, Valerie Vaz and Munira Wilson. And that sums up the India story in these British elections.
So the election is done. Boris Johnson has got the majority he always wanted. So what does that mean for the United Kingdom? Is the path to Brexit now clear? How will the world look at the Great Britain now? Our next story gets you the 5 big takeaways from the UK election.
With this mandate and this majority, we will at last be able to do what? Get Brexit done!
The promise for Brexit seems to have swung the election in favour of Boris Johnson. A massive majority, one that allows Johnson to push ahead with his Brexit plans. Boris Johnson campaigned for his Brexit deal, promising a stable exit from the European Union. He described his deal as a pie that's ready to be served.
This is the oven-ready pie. This is the get Brexit done. This is the perfect metaphor for what we're going to do in the run-up to Christmas. If we can get a working majority, we have a deal. It's ready to go.
The verdict also ends 3 years of political paralysis. A comfortable majority allows Johnson to steer Brexit as he pleases.
But it's taken 3.5 years to change this paralysed parliament. That's the point.
Something that would have been hard to imagine last month. The deadline for withdrawal has been extended 3 times now, because the British Parliament has failed to pass the agreement till now.
We will get Brexit done on time by the 31st of January. No ifs, no buts, no maybes.
A confident Boris Johnson will now negotiate hard with the European Union. Getting the agreement approved by the Parliament is only the first part of the Brexit process. The European Union and the UK are yet to figure out the future of their relationship. They must figure out a bigger deal, one that settles contentious issues like trade, security and political cooperation. One can expect the British Prime Minister to play hardball. The leadership of Scotland will play hardball too. the Scottish National Party has made a major comeback, winning 48 out of 59 seats. The party's leader, Nicola Sturgeon, is demanding another referendum.
Well, look, the result across the UK is grim. I don't want a Conservative majority government, but the fact that that is what is going to be the position after this election underlines the importance of Scotland having a choice of something different.
This election result will test the unity of the United Kingdom. Scotland wants to remain in the European Union. Boris Johnson will now face a challenge to keep the Union together, one that has bound England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland for centuries. While Brexit may seem almost certain now, the future of the United Kingdom looks uncertain. The exit could lead to a loss of $90 billion, shrinking the country's economy by 3.5%. Boris Johnson has the opportunity to negotiate trade deals with other nations around the world. But it could take some time for the British Prime Minister to hammer out these agreements. So while the United Kingdom may have political certainty now, the land of the Union Jack faces uncertain times ahead. Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.